We will present our chosen topic, which is the economy, furthermore, tax levels and minimum wage.
First, I would like to talk about what the tax level and the minimum wage is. A tax rate is the percentage at which an individual or corporation is taxed. The US imposes a progressive tax rate on the income, meaning the greater the income, the higher the percentage. The minimum amount of wage that an employer is required to pay for the work performed during a given period. It cannot be reduced by a collective agreement or individual contract.
The issue in the present day, minimum wage. Women, people of color, and individuals with lower level of education are more likely to remain at the level near the minimum wage for extended periods of time. Once finished with school, 50% of women and 60% of blacks spend at least half the first 10 years of their careers in jobs that are paid no more than $1.5 above the minimum wage. The issue in the present day, taxes. There are 7 tax brackets for most ordinary income: 10%, 12, 22, 24, 32, 35, and 37%. Your tax bracket depends on your taxable income and your filing status. So if you're single, married filing jointly, or qualified widow, married filing separately, and head of household, you pay different kind of taxes. The deadline to pay taxes each year is in April. Unless the date falls on a weekend or holiday, you can get an extension such as the one the government granted in 2020 because of COVID-19.
And a historical perspective on the minimum wage from 1973 until 2018, the 20th percentile wage has risen with 10.2%. The 10th percentile wage has risen by 11%. This may sound positive, but in comparison, productivity has risen 70% from 1973 until 2018. Many workers are not benefiting from this economical growth.
A historical perspective, tax levels. And taxes started back with the colonized, where they put taxes on products such as sugar or tea. And in 1791, the US also put taxes on whiskey because the country has a huge debt.
And on the right, you can see a graph which shows the income taxes. And as it can be seen, it has decreased dramatically from 1970 until 2020. It is now at about 23%.
The candidates' proposition on the topic as well as the parties' positions. Tax levels. Trump would like to keep the 37% rate and has hinted at lowering the 22% rate for middle-income taxpayers to 50%, or restricting the tax brackets so more taxpayers fall into the lower brackets. Biden wants to raise the top income tax rate back to 39.6% from 37% and the top corporated income tax rate to 28% from 21%. Minimum wage. Trump says he considers $50 per hour federal minimum wage, but prefers to leave it to the state. And here to Trump quote, Alabama is different than New York. New York is different from Vermont. If a state is different, it should be a state option. Biden, on the other hand, has committed to a $50 per hour minimum wage, but said he also strongly prefers to let the states decide for themselves. Account for what American values underlie the candidate's proposition on the topic. Biden's plan is to prioritize fairness and justifies a rate hike for high-income earners based on their ability to pay, and some of the American values underlie Biden's proposition is diversity and equality. Trump plans, also on the other hand, to prioritize the idea everyone is the architect of his own future, which means a taxpayer with a higher investment-related income pays less federal taxes than a taxpayer with a lower non-investment income such as salary. And some of the American values that are underlined by Trump's position is individualism and work hard. And what is the name of the institution which deals with the collecting federal taxes in the US? And the name of the institution is the International Revenue Service, IRS. It is a U.S. federal agency responsible for collection of the taxes and enforcement of tax laws. Most of the work of the IRS involves income taxes, both corporate and individual.
What was the unemployment rate in the US in August? And the unemployment rate was at 8.4% in August 2020. And the effect of the COVID-19 crisis had on the unemployment rate is that it has quadrupled the employment rate in the US from 3.5% in February 2020 to 14.7% in April 2020, which is shown on the graph to the right.